A woman lies next to a man, but you'd never guess. She never realized that a stranger had been sleeping next to her for over half a year. Every night, after the woman, Amy, fell asleep, the man would crawl out from under her bed. He would then take a liquid substance and lightly cover her mouth and nose, rendering her unconscious. Once Amy was out cold, the man would use her toothbrush and carefully place it back in its original spot. After bathing, he meticulously cleaned away any traces of hair before climbing into her bed. At exactly 4 a.m., he would wake up, get dressed, and leave. The next morning, Amy would wake up feeling dizzy but was unaware that it was a side effect of the anesthetic. One day, while pouring milk, she noticed the milk had significantly decreased, but she dismissed it. In fact, Amy even tidied up a pair of men's shoes at the door to make it appear as though a man lived there, hoping to deter intruders. However, after locking her door, she noticed the password pad on the lock was open and spotted fingerprints. Panicked, Amy wiped it down and changed the password. That night, as Amy was about to sleep, something horrifying happened. She suddenly heard someone outside her door entering the password. Terrified, she crept to the door to check and saw the doorknob shaking violently. Amy covered her mouth in fear, but the sound stopped abruptly. When she cautiously peeked out, she found no one in the hallway, only a cigarette butt by the door. Alarmed, she called the police, but they dismissed it, saying a cigarette butt wasn't enough to start an investigation. The strange occurrences didn't end there. At work, Amy met a peculiar customer who claimed to be her neighbor, but she had no memory of him. The man then asked her on a date, which Amy naturally refused. However, the man didn't give up. After work, as Amy waited for the bus, the man appeared and grabbed her, trying to force her to share a cab home with him. Fortunately, her supervisor happened to pass by, scolding the man and escorting Amy home. For the first time in a while, Amy felt a sense of safety. Once home, Amy discovered a power outage. As she tried to figure out what had happened, there was a sudden knock on the door. Nervously, she looked through the peephole and saw her supervisor. It turned out Amy had left her wallet in his car, and he was returning it. Being helpful, he quickly found the circuit breaker and restored power. He then asked to use the bathroom. Amy, worried it might be messy, went in to tidy up and found the toilet seat had been left up. Suspicious, she asked the supervisor how he knew her apartment number. He froze and couldn't answer. Panicking, Amy rushed downstairs to call the police. When they opened the door, they found the supervisor strangled to death. This movie is called The Door Lock. If this intrigues you, consider checking out the original film.